The last thing I'll ask you, and then we're going to go ahead and turn on the lights and open it up for folks to have some photos taken with these folks and chat with them up there, and I'll walk you through that. The question, I'd like to start this way and just move right on down the line. So, Rebecca, you're going to close the show for us tonight. Do you make a difference?
That's why I do it. If I didn't feel I was making a difference in changing lives and changing the way you see the world, I wouldn't be doing this. I do it. I've been doing this for 18 years. I've done it through bombing of my automobile to cancer to everything else I've done in my life. And this is the most important thing in my life, is not just talking on the air to you all. The most important thing in my life is hearing back from all of you and hearing what you have to say about how you see the world. That's why we have talk radio. Talk radio is your chance to be the media. A lot of people hate the media. They'll criticize the media, but by damn, now it's our responsibility to be the media. And I always tell my audience to use your voice as a weapon of choice. Talk about it first. We don't even know what we want unless we talk first. And I do believe I make a difference, and that's why I'm here.
I think it's you that makes the difference. Because as a street reporter, I underline street. I'm out there in the streets every day, and that's where life is happening, out in the streets. And I get to meet people like you on a regular basis. I get to stick my microphone in your face and ask you stupid questions, and you get to respond to that. When you do respond to it, you don't always, but that's a very difficult thing to do. And when I get feedback from you, when you do answer my questions, then I feel like I'm making a difference, because I'm acting as a facilitator in trying to figure out how you're feeling about a particular issue, and then being able to relate that to the rest of the audience about how the rest of the people are thinking about this particular issue. So that's where I come in as a facilitator, as a news person. I do make a difference.
I hope we make a difference. I view the news a lot as a public service. I think people really want to know what's going on in their neighborhood. They want, whether that's traffic or whether that's weather or something that they saw down the street. So that's what I think of when I'm doing a story. And so I hope that we do provide that for you guys.
I honestly struggle with that every day. There are days that I leave work and I think that I probably haven't, in all honesty. I'll go out with friends that are teachers or doctors, and I think they make more of a difference on a daily basis than I do. And, not trying to be modest or anything. I mean, I generally feel that. And then there are times like when we had the Clackamas shooting where we just sort of, we threw our format, what we did, out the window, and we started opening up the phone lines and taking calls, and people started talking. You could just feel that the people in the city needed to talk and vent, and people would share things with you over the public airwaves that were just so personal, and you'd start to choke up a little bit. And I thought, well, on days like that, then I think we do make a difference on that.
I'm just glad every day that I get to be the warm-up act for Dan Mitchinson. No. Listen, we used to live in a country with little teeny towns that had a town square. And you could get together with your fellow townspeople and share information that wasn't going to be in a newspaper even when newspapers came along. I like being able to be the ringmaster in a town square. And the reason we open it up, and I would rather take calls all day long than sit and monologue, because we live in a very complicated world now. It is hideously complicated. And it's not just electronics. It's not just all the rules and regulations of government. It's not just that things are coming at us a million miles an hour, whether it's North Korea, Iran, or whatever. And that world has to have some context in it. And it's kind of tough. You have your responsibilities. And I expect you to put your family first, like I put my family first. Job may come, or faith may come first, then family, then job, and then all the responsibilities you have every day that have to be done, or the kids don't get to school, the bills don't get paid, the food doesn't get on the table. And so how do you get the opportunity to connect to the rest of the world? You look to me for that, I hope, and I give you an opportunity to get a chance to share different ideas. And if there's one function that a radio station like this serves, is you get pure information from all of these people, and you get a chance to hear different points of view on my show, and I'm just glad to be a piece of the catalyst that makes that happen. So yeah, I do think we make a difference that way.
Yeah, it's just briefly a joy to be able to inform you. Making a difference, I hope so, but a lot of people, you all make a difference. I don't really think anybody's more important than anybody else in the big scheme of things. The other thing, a lot of people hate the media, and sometimes for good reason, but I'm reminded of what Larry King said back in the late 80s. Everybody hates the media till they need it.
True.
Yeah, you touched on it earlier with the veteran who needed glasses. I mean, these little times, little nuggets where someone calls you or comes to you and says, this isn't happening for me, and you go, well, let me get a spotlight on this. We'll see if we can make that happen. And when you come to those conclusions and you go, guess what? You got your street light turned back on, or you got your glasses or whatever. That is so satisfying to me, and I think that's part of it. And if you give us feedback like, oh, you made me laugh when you said whatever, or you made me cry when you said whatever, then I feel like I've made a difference. But I think for the most part, 90% of the time, our heads are down and we're like, we don't even know what's going, we're just popping up we don't know how you feel about certain things unless you tell us. So keep it coming, keep the feedback coming.
Everyone, thank you so much for being a part of this. Here's what's going to happen next. We're going to bring up the house lights. And I know, Steve and Rebecca, you guys are up at Dark 30, so you may need to scoot up. But I'm just going to let you guys know these folks are going to walk up there, up above, and have their photos taken. We'll start with the people who had to stand this whole time in the back. If you guys want to grab a photo. If you're on social media, post it on Facebook and tag the KXL page. And the hashtag is, if you're on Twitter, is KXL On Tour. I would love to see them. Maybe I can put them on the news and we can all share our photos tonight if you are on social media. And if you're not, totally cool too, but please enjoy some photos and just be mindful. There's lots of people here tonight who might want to take some photos and things like that. A big round of applause for everyone here tonight.
Thank you guys for coming out.
And
Thank you.
if we could have a big round of applause and a little this for Stephanie Strickland, who ran sing tonight. Thank you very much. Even though she's on at the same time we're still friends.
Thank you. This is okay. Now I'm totally speechless.
And you got the night off too, so it's a double bonus.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right,
you.
picture time. Let's do it.